we write it down, right? We go 2x minus 3 times x minus 7. I tried to make that one an easy one. Minus 3x squared minus 4x plus 5. Okay? So when I do this one, I want to make sure I put everything in parentheses. And the reason is because when I do this negative over here, I want to distribute correctly. So when we do this one, we're going to go 2x times x, which is 2x squared. 2x minus 7 is negative 14x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. This one, I'm going to times this negative in. Now, a lot of people on your bells made this mistake. You times it to this one and forgot to times it to these two. So you have to change all the signs in the parentheses, not just the first one. We've kind of talked about that now. Negative 3x squared plus 4x minus 5. And we add our like terms. 2x and negative 3x is negative 1x squared. Cross them out. Negative 14x, negative 30x is negative 17, plus 4 is negative 13x. Are we good there? These go out. 21 minus 5 is 16, and there's our answer. How did we do? If you got them all right, thumbs up. But you two both got it wrong. You added wrong and you did something wrong?
Yeah, I did take them all. I didn't keep them all.
You only changed the first one. Okay. All right. Go ahead and write about it. Okay. Assignment 1A for plus 2 is due tonight. Okay. I had a couple of people request that I change it to 10 o'clock. So I did, but I'm not going to change it past 10. So 10 o'clock is the latest. If you want to do plus 2, you'll have it in by 10. Fair? Okay. Now, test is tomorrow. So that means we've learned everything, right? If we take our assignment sheet, I don't remember which one yours. Are there any questions for 1-8 that we need to go over first? No. If you look at your packet, you have in your packet test unit 1.9, unit 1 test review. Okay? Now, there's 2 parts on this test that are more important than any other part. And that's our bells. And they are these first ones where we're solving literal equations. And the second ones where we're adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Right here. You are not doing this one. But you're going to find the slope of the lines and the equations. So this is, don't do number 22 and 23. You could just cross them out. We didn't do those. But you do need to know these is down here at the end. Okay? These aren't as important as these multiplying and dividing and adding and whatever polynomials and this stuff. Okay? So what I would like you to do, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Everybody take 5 minutes. Look through the test. Look at questions that you say, okay, I know how to do this one. Don't do it right now. Okay? You're going to go through the assignment, 1-9. I want you to go through the assignment and pick questions that you think you're going to struggle on. Maybe I need extra help on this. Put a little star by it. Okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and then we're going to go through those questions that are most important to everybody, because there's no way we can get through everything, right? So I want to make sure we get through the most important ones. So everybody go. 5 minutes. Okay? Have a problem. Oakley. Number 11. Good. I'm glad you picked that one. That's a good problem. How do we do number 11, you guys? Anybody remember? This is out in front, right? So what am I going to do first? Distribute. So distribute this in. And I'm going to get A equals 1/2 H.
Move your paper up a little, please.
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, because my mouse is going to cut out. It's dying. And I distribute that in. We get 1/2 HB2. What am I solving for? B2. So what do I want to do next? Why? Yeah, exactly. So times everything by 2. So 2 times A is 2A. 1/2 HB1 times 2 is HB1. 1/2 HB2 times 2 is HB2. Now what? What are we solving for? There you go. Good, good. Minus our HB1. Both sides, right? That's a B. This goes away, so I now have, I'm going to come over here, right? 2A minus HB1 is equal to HB2. What do I do next? Divide by H. And that is our answer. So it is, yeah. If I do this one, we'll do it on different paper. 2A minus HB1 divided by H is equal to B2. Now, some of you got a different answer, right? Because maybe you didn't multiply first. Maybe you didn't simplify the fractions. Maybe you just did it that way. You'll get the right answer. This is maybe the simplest. You could have 2A over H minus B1 is equal to B2, because an H divided by an H will cancel, and the H goes under all of them. You could have this answer too, okay? But those are the simplest answers. Okay, anybody else got one they want to look at? Meadow, sorry. 12, yeah, the one that I just covered up. I'm going to write it on this piece of paper right here. I've got A squared plus B squared equals C squared, and I'm supposed to solve for A. What do I do first, you guys? I got to get A alone, right? So what am I going to do? Minus the B squared. Good. So I get A squared equals C squared minus B squared. Do I have A alone? Pretty close, don't I? What do I got to get rid of? The squared, right? How do I undo a square? I don't divide by 2. Larry,
Don't you divide it by itself?
I divide it by itself, but that would put an A back on the other side. There you go, square root it. So I'm going to square root this side, so I'll get A is equal to square root of C squared minus B squared. Anytime you take a square root, you got to put plus or minus. Okay? And I don't mean plus or minus in here, I mean plus or minus out here. Good job. Good question. Are we good with that one? Next question. 21. Good. 21. Oh, I'm going to do this one on a piece of paper too, okay? Because I'm going to run out of room. 4x squared plus 5x plus 3 times 3x squared minus 7x plus 6. Okay? So this is what I got. I have to multiply. That means I'm going to take this one and multiply it through. Are we good with that? So I get 12x to the what? 4th. When does it stay the same? when I add or subtract. When I multiply, I add the exponents, right? 4 times negative 7 is negative 28 x to the third, good. 4x squared times 6 is 24x squared, right? Now I go to the next one, the 5x, and I'm going to times it through. Oops, that gotta go clear over there. 5x times 3x squared is 15x to the third. Where should I put it? Tell me why I put it there. Because I'm going to add them. Good. 5x times negative 7x is negative 35x to the second. Good. 5x times 6 is 30x. Okay. Then I also have to do this one. 3 times everything. 9x to the what? Second. So I'm going to put it in the 9x squared column. 3 times 7x is 21x, right? And 3 times 6 is 18. Okay, one thing I want you to notice when we did this, okay? First off, I lined them up, and then we're going to add down. Next off, the most common mistake I saw when we were correcting a problem like this, is people would leave a squared off, or they'd leave an x off. So watch that tomorrow, okay? That's where mistakes were made, okay? We're going to add them up. This one comes straight down, 12x to the fourth. Negative 28 and positive 15. Negative 13, I heard it. Very good. X cubed. Positive 24, negative 35, and positive 9. What do you think? Close. You're really close. It's negative 2. Good. Here's how I did it. I went negative 35 and 24 is negative 11 plus 9, negative 2. Okay, the next one, 30x minus 21x is 9x and plus 18. And there's my answer. Okay? I think my thing just turned off. We're good. Sorry, if you can't hear, put your hand up and I'll turn it back on and might get a few more minutes out of it. Okay? Any others? All right, I'm just going to start calling random people and you pick one. Mentally. 20. Okay. Good, I like 20. 20 we're going to do right here. We're going to go 4x squared times y squared will be what? 4x squared y squared. Because I can't put them together, right? Good. 4x squared times negative 2xy. What is that? Close. It's not 4 though. Negative 8 x to the third y. How did I get that? I have 2 x's here, 1 x here, 2 and 1 is 3, and I have 1 y. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, what about this? 4x squared times 2. 8x squared. Good. Now I go to the next one. 5x times y squared is what? There you go, 5xy squared. Do I have an xy squared anywhere here? No, so I have to write it down over here, 5xy squared. Okay, next I know 5x times negative xy, what am I gonna get? Negative 10 x squared y. Good. Next I go 5x times 2 is what? 10x. Nothing lined up. What does that mean? That's my answer. I'm done right there. Don't try to put anything together. That's my answer. If it doesn't match, I can't put them together. There? Good question. Thank you. Lexi, do you have one you want us to go through?
13.
13. Good. Here we go. Solving for h. What do we do first? Kayla. How? I subtract the pi r squared. Very good. Subtract the pi r squared. So now I get s minus pi times the radius squared is equal to 4 pi r h. What do I do next? Jackson, what do I do next? How? There you go. I divide by 4 pi r. So this goes away and I get h equals s minus pi r squared over 4 pi r. That's my answer. I'm good. I'm done. Are we good with that? Okay. Let's go. Larry, did you have one you needed help with? 19. Okay, when it says something squared, what does that mean, you guys? Write it twice. So I get 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. Now I times them, right? Doing that, Kaden, what do I do?
You do 2x
And I get? Keep going. Which is? Keep going. Which is? Can I put it under here? Okay. Which is? So my answer comes out to be 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. Okay? Most common mistake. People just try to square each of these. And it comes out to be 4x squared plus 25. What's wrong with this? We missed this whole section here in the middle, right? Don't do this. That's wrong. Okay? All right. Madison, back row. I'll get yours next. 26. Okay? 26 says find the slope. What's the slope of this line, you guys? Negative 5 over 2. That's the answer. Remember, because it's in y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, so it's just negative 5 here. Good? Okay. The perpendicular one? Let's do it. Okay. Okay. So perpendicular versus parallel. So we're going to start with the perpendicular one. Perpendicular, what do you guys tell her what you learned about the slopes of perpendicular lines? Flip it and change the sign. So I got to find the slope of this line. What's the slope of this line? Negative 1/5. So I'm going to flip it. So it becomes 5 over 1, change the sign, negative is positive. So this is my new slope, okay? Then I use this equation, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? So I do y minus 7 equals my slope, which is 5, times x minus 4. How do I go from here? Distribute, so I get y minus 7 equals 5x minus 20. And then add the 7, and I get y equals 5x minus 13. And that's my answer. Okay, so what's the difference between these ones that say perpendicular and these ones that say parallel? On the bottom one, the parallel, I don't switch the slope. I just use the slope that I already have. You want to do this one? Because I got to solve for y first. So I go 2y equals 4x minus 6. I divide by 2. And so I'm going to use this slope and that point. Okay? Keep going or stop? Just keep going. Y minus 7 equals 2 times x minus 4. Times it through, y minus 7 equals 2x minus 8. Add the 7. And I get y equals 2x minus 1. And that's my answer. Okay? Good question. Michaela, any from you?
25.
25, right here. Yep. 25 says find the slope between these two. So here we go. How do we find the slope, you guys? Remember? There's a formula. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1, right? So here goes. Y2, negative 7, minus Y1, 9 over X2, negative 2, minus X1, negative 2. Plus, so what do I got to get? Negative 16 over 0. Wait, that's a problem, right? What's the problem? Can't have 0 in the denominator. So what is it? Undefined. Which means what kind of a line is it? Vertical line. Very good. Okay, let's go, Emma. We've gone through every one that you thought was good. Hard? That's good. 27 says find the slope of this line. So what do I got to do? Minus 8x. So 3y equals negative 8x minus 9. And then divide by 3. So I get y equals negative 8 thirds x minus 3. So what's the slope? There you go, negative 8 thirds. All right, let's go Weston. $24, okay. 24 says find the slope. So we use this formula again, right? So I go y2, negative 15, minus y1, negative 9, over x2, negative 7, minus x1, 11. Minus a minus is plus. Negative 15 plus 9 is negative 6 over negative 7 minus 11 is negative 18, right? Does this reduce to what? Well, first off, they're both positive, right? Is there a number that will go into both of them? 3 does. Anything else? 2 does. So that means 6 will, right? So 6 goes in there. What's my answer? 1 over 3. Good job. Brett, is there another one you want to look at? No? Kate? You're good too? Gracie? You don't have any either? Titan? No? Tyler? Go ahead, Kayla. 23. Is that the one I told you to cross out? Yeah, 22 and 23 cross out. Everybody's got it. Okay, question then. Do I need to memorize formulas for the test? Yeah, what ones do you need to memorize? Slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What else? The point slope one. Yeah. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You do need midpoint, which I didn't give you any review problems on, which was x1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2, right? And distance, which is the distance is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Now, tomorrow, if you forget something, don't just sit there and take a blank score on it, okay? If you forget one of these, come talk to me. I'll give it to you probably for 1 point. But if the problem is worth 4 points and I take away 1 point, guess what happens? You at least still get 3, right? And 3 out of 4 is better than 0 out of 4. So come talk to me. Don't just leave it blank. Fair? How many questions are there on the test? There are, I'm gonna have to look because I don't remember. I'll look quick. There are 5 bonus questions that you don't have to do if you don't want to. I would encourage you to try if you get an opportunity. Oops, that's the wrong one. There are 27 questions. Okay. The first 10 are from Bell 1A. That's when we're doing literal equations. The next 9 are from Bell 1B, which is the adding, subtracting, and multiplying. Okay. So the first 29 or the first 19 questions are from those 2 bells. All right. And then you have a couple you have to find slope, 1 midpoint, 1 distance, parallel and perpendicular, there are 3, and then 1 if I give you 2 points to find the equation of the line. Okay, that's what's on the test. So you're ready, right? Now remember, tomorrow is late start, so if you want to come in before school and start your test, you're welcome to. All right? If you think you're going to have trouble, if you want me to put you in claw time so you know, let me know today before you leave, because I have to have it in, right? I have to have it in before midnight tonight. And I can put you in claw time to start with the claw time. Okay? You can come after school to finish if you need to. You can come at lunch to finish if you need to. Whatever. All right? any other questions